Hello, everybody. My name is Mariana Cherkes. I'm delivery director at Agilivay, and at the same time, I'm manager of CiviCRM and CiviMobile direction in our company. And today we are going to talk about very interesting things. We are going to talk about how to spend less, let's say, for all indie organizations and everybody who want to use a CRM system to optimize all processes and other things. So we will discuss all issues that can be during this process, and we will compare other like CRMs with CiviCRM, and we'll talk more deeply. We'll discuss everything what's related to this topic. Okay, I see some participants there. So please, you can use chat for our discussions. You can type there any questions, and at the end of our webinar, I'll try to answer on that questions. Yeah, in the chat also you can put any information that you feel would be relevant for us and for this topic. And we can start from short intro from your side. You can use chat also to put the information from where you are, what CRM your organization using now. So it's also very interesting for me. And we will wait. I think there are 2 minutes, maybe. Yeah, around 2 minutes. Maybe others join us and then start. So I see some plus in the chat. So please write information about where you're from, and we will try to know each other better. We are a company Agilivay. Yes, we based in Ukraine, we based in Poland, also in US. And we would be happy to share with you our experience, what we know about CiviCRM, about CiviMobile, what we know about other CRMs, as we are working with CRM, I think more than 8 years. Yes, and we are for long time partners of CiviCRM community. So please write if you're familiar with this tool or not. Maybe you want to know something more about CiviCRM and CiviMobile. So just please let us know. It's not the first and not the last our webinar. And if you're interested in anything, we would like to share everything you need to know about this. Maybe next webinars, or you can visit our CiviMobile website, and there you will find all recording, all previous webinars, what we provided before. So we covered there are a lot of interesting themes, so maybe it would be useful for you and for your organization. Okay, so 4 minutes, so I think we can start. Good. So today we are going to talk about how to cut unnecessary cost with CiviCRM and CiviMobile. We will discuss what tools typically nonprofits use and how much those technology cost for them. And I will try to provide you some hits how CiviCRM can be helpful for your, let's say, business, nonprofit business, yes, in this case. And we will try to find the best solutions, how to move from expensive CRM to less expensive CiviCRM or CiviMobile. So let's start. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so what we can think, like the first thing what we need to discuss is about how many tools currently your organization use. I think that like all like clients and with whom I worked like previously and now working, everybody came like with the same problem for our company, as they using like at least three tools. So the first one is like for contact management, for mailing, another tool, and some tool for example, if there are like no emails, they using some SMS tools or, for example, WhatsApp or other tools like just for communication, like additionally to emails to contact. Also, like the fourth tool, what you like everybody using is something for accounting. Yes, donations and other stuff. So it's like typical tools. Also, for example, if you are like focused on volunteers or other like or members or other things, so you use like you have additional tools for these purposes. So, and you need to pay for all these tools because not all of them cheap, not all of them like for free. Yes, and in this case, you can calculate all costs of what you spend every month. You pay for these tools. Very often, you pay not only for tools, you also pay for accounts, like each account for this tool. So it's like really very, very expensive if we try to calculate it in total. And what we have in like CiviCRM, we have like everything in one tool. So I try to prepare this like spreadsheets just to show you how like and try to focus and analyze how many tools your organization currently using. Try to calculate, try to put all cost what you pay, and then we will move forward and you will see how we can cut cost with the CiviCRM. Yes. What often we have is like not only cost for tools. Yes, you need to calculate. Additionally, what we have like typically, this is like manual work. What your staff doing every day. Yes, how much time they spend on this, like, for example, to put any information about members, about donors, about everybody in each of these tools. For example, you have, for example, donors. You need to add these donors as contact to your contact management system. You need to add this information about like how much cost they like money provide to your organization in some accounting system and so on. So all this work, it takes time for your staff. So you spend time, pay salaries for your staff that spend time on this. Also, for example, you have like a big staff in your company and they can do the same work at the same time. Yes. For example, one contact can be added twice or three times to your system and you have incorrect data, but also it's time. The same things, for example, if you have some like very complex integrations with different tools, and these tools have some like improvements and other things, and you need to maintain this integration. And you also spend costs, spend money, spend time for updating all these integrations, and it's you need to like calculate everything where you spend your money. Also, like the most like I think hidden things that typically happened in different organization who for whom like very important donations and calculations of these donations. It's like when donors provided money to the company and you just lost when, where they provided, who paid, when paid, and other things, and you just like miss this data. And it's like very important in these cases. So there are like a lot of issues what you have like under your CRM when you have like several services, not only one, but and you do not have correct integration between those services, and that's like cause a lot of problems in this case. So I think the best way here just put and calculate all what you are using, all tools, how much money you spend every month, yes, on like typical things to maintain and support those tools, how much money you spend on salaries when people just, I think you can like divide on a two when people spend time or maybe not two, maybe more, like how many tools you have, you need to divide on the count of tools the spent time of your staff, because every staff needs to add this information in every tool. When you have one tool, you add this information once and it spreads between all these tools, like, and tools have only those information what they really need. So you need like to calculate everything here. We have like a lot of clients who request like moving from Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics to CiviCRM, or looking for another CRM like less expensive than we have like Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics. I think it's like for sure need to be considered by small and mid-level organizations, because when you want to use Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, you do not have enough money to spend on like first implementation. Yes, so like your requirements. So in this case, CiviCRM works the best because you do not need to pay for a lot of functionality because it already exists in this system. Also, there is like no need to pay per licensing like for each your worker. Yes, like for your staff, because in CiviCRM it's for free. We can create as many like users as you need, so there is no need to pay for this. Also, we have situation, yes, when, for example, companies like they do know about CiviCRM previously, and they previously used, for example, Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, and they decided to move from those tools to some like less expensive, but they really afraid of these decisions because they don't know, oh my gosh, what we need to do, how this process will look for us, how long it may take. Do we have like any, I don't know, data lake period or some period when our organization would be like frozen, for example? Yes, because we are moving from one system to another system. But in this case, we provide a service where we consult those organizations, where we help to manage this transformation and migration from one system to another. And there are like no period when your organization do not work. There is no period when you can't accept any donations or can't work or contact with your members or other staff. So that we can help you with that. There like just need to be created correct flow with that. And like there are like no issues in these situations. But I think if you feel that you are like spent too much and you are like do not earn so much as spent, yes, in this case, you definitely need to consider move from this like expensive CRM system to less expensive. In this case, CiviCRM for non-profit organizations, I think works the best. Yeah, so I tried to create some like comparison table here. So as you see, when we have experience CRM, yes, enterprise CRM, so it's it's cost you a lot for sure. And CiviCRM, it's like open source. There are like no need to pay for any licenses. If to talk about some how much costs accounts per user in CiviCRM, you do not pay for that. If to talk about any license renewal of annual licenses or other things, the same. In CiviCRM, there is like no payment for this. You do not have any vendor lock-in because for example, if I know that all contracts when you have, for example, with Salesforce companies and typical companies, you always try to buy configuration model, some like different packages and support and maintenance. And this support and maintenance things cost equal to how much costs this like configuration, yes, package. So if to talk about CiviCRM, you just paying for some configurations like additional because in CiviCRM you have a lot of functionality and you just need help of some consultant like CiviCRM provider who help you to organize like all flows as your organization work. Yes. And then you do, and maintenance, there you just pay, for example, for hosting, for some maintenance, but you just need to believe me, it's really very like small costs if to compare with others expenses, what you have in enterprise CRM. And you like definitely sure that this CRM, this data under CRM, what you have, like this, like you are owner of all of this like configuration. Yeah, so it's like I think the best things what you have ever imagined because you in any time you can decide what to do with those data. If to talk about like other platforms, for sure, like there are like different models, and not all of them propose this like option like data ownership that your organization own those data. Uh, yeah, one also I think the most beneficial thing in CiviCRM that this system work with different CMS, for example, with WordPress, with Drupal, with Joomla, and Backdrop. And also, I think it's like more than a year when it was released. Nowadays, CiviCRM also works like a standalone system. It depends how your organization would like to organize all this work. In many cases, I know that like small NG organization or the mid-level very often use a WordPress website. Yes, because it's very easy to manage this system on a WordPress. That's why CiviCRM is like work like plugin. It's installed on WordPress as plugin. And it's you need to pay just for hosting, like the same money as you pay for WordPress for your website, the same money for a CiviCRM. So there are like no additional cost for like to pay for like additional like hosting your CRM system and maintenance and other things. It's like combined in one hosting. You pay just like the same maintenance money for your website and CRM, and like it's like much like less costly and very convenient for staff, and like no need additionally keep some tech guy in your organization if you do not have such. And other like beneficial things what we have in CiviCRM, as I mentioned, it's a CRM system that specifically was done for non-profit organization. So it's have like in a core, they have donations module, they have event management module, they have like typical CRM contact management, but in contact management, they have like different types of contacts. They have like typically what you have in other CRM, individual and organization, but also it has household type of contacts. And I know that's like it's very like useful, for example, for political parties or for organizations for whom very important understand like that this person, yes, is a part of some like family, and this like household. It's like some type of contact for them very important. I don't know. For example, like in school, you have like kids, you have parents, grandparents, and you have like all contact data, and you have some key history about those like this family and other things. So the contact types here also very suitable for nonprofits. Also, they have like volunteers, like additional models, and membership management. I think that nonprofits very often use this membership and donations. It's like typical, let's say, their business. Yeah. So this functionality available in core for free. It's not very hard to configure it. It takes not much time for configurators. So your organizations, for example, when they spend, I don't know, up to 8 hours, uh, they would be able to have in one CRM donations, memberships, events, contacts, just to making some like small configuration. So it's not like very hard to do it by themselves. But if you have like more complex flows in your organization, in this case, I would recommend to reach some CiviCRM configurators like Agilivay. In our case, yes. So we would be happy to help you with that. And we have like a lot of experience to working with different type of nonprofits. Good. So let's move on. What open source means? So it's mean freedom. Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's not like just like free. It's mean freedom for organization because you are like have in your system, you have your own customizations. Yes, you have those flows that you need. Yes, those flows that's really very like suitable for your organization. You have transparency, you have absolutely full visibility because you are owner of your data, you're owner of your like flows, everything done and manageable by you. Yes. You have a flexibility because you can choose with what tools integrate your system or not. And you can in any time to like cut off any tools that you are not like to use or something like that. And there are like no need to work just, for example, if you started to work with like one company in when you visit CV CRM website, you will see there are like a lot of like organizations who are working with CiviCRM. So you can take consultancy of any of them. Also, there are like a lot of courses when you can like teach your staff how to work with the system, and they do it by themselves. Like at least like some simple things. And like there are no need to pay every month or year for this help. Also, what is like I think beneficial for CiviCRM that CiviCRM has mobile application. It's named like CiviMobile. This application was developed by our company, by Agilivay. It's also for free. Yes, you can download CiviMobile. You can link it to your CiviCRM, to your website, and you can work with contacts, you can work with events, donations, and everything what you have in CiviCRM on your mobile phone. It's very useful for example, when you need to like work with a lot of data and you do not need to take with your laptops and other things. So you can take your phone and add, for example, members or add on a go event participants, or I don't know, anybody who you met on a street, and this person will be like relevant to your organization, to your work, what you're doing from day to day, and you just like keep contact of this person just directly to your system. So everything what you save on your mobile phone, what you add there, automatically would be added to CiviCRM. Also, if you, for example, do not have connection to internet, they're like also working offline mode. And when you will connect to internet, all this information would be saved to CiviCRM. So it's really very helpful, especially nowadays. You know that now we had like COVID period. Yes, that everybody worked from home. And this like CiviMobile saved a lot of organizations because there was forbidden to visit offices. Yes, and many of them, for example, they wouldn't, they like not managed to take laptops to the home, like, but they need to work, and they use their phones, use CiviMobile to do their work. So it's really very helpful in this case. And also, what is important things here, that CiviMobile also can be branded to your organization. For example, you have, I don't know, some beer lovers organization, let's say, yeah, and you have your logo, you have your like colors of your like website and something, your like team or something like that, and you want to create your beer lovers application, yeah. But for managing all like members of your organization, you are using CiviCRM, and in this case, CiviMobile can be branded, and the name of this application would be like beer lovers, I don't know, members or something like that, with the logo, with your colors of logo, and all your members will feel that, okay, I have like all information, for example, about all events our organization, I won't miss any of them. So in this case, this application on a phone will be very helpful to your members. Uh, good. And here also what I tried to discuss on the first slide when I just started my conversation. We had one client, yes, who used like a lot of different like databases, a lot of tools, and they used Excel sheets. That was like Google Sheets on their side, and we managed to them create CiviCRM. We like created their like very pretty design. We also branded them CiviMobile. And nowadays they have like one unified database where like all information about all their members, about all donations, all other things they have in one system. When they want to, for example, to find some person when they provided some donations, yes, they can use mobile phone just to search by name, and we'll have all information about this person, about donations, about all timing, what this person events visited before, how many times this person, for example, visited event, and so on, how is this person active or not. And so all this information nowadays available from their phones. But also the most beneficial things, it's like there's no need to use different tools. They have just one tool for these purposes. Okay. Yeah, and here I also added one more case. So we had political party. They also used, as I mentioned here, like 8 systems. And in this case, it was like really very helpful for them because like their like software cost were lower on 35%. They had like IT department to manage all those tools, accounts, access to those accounts, any issues would arise during work and so on. And then after they moved to one system, they just had like one IT guy who helped with any cases if they're like arised. And it's like was like really like huge impact for them. And they also really easy was able to manage donation. So because they like previously they had like different system how donators can pay those donations. Like it was like some was by cash, some was by different tools, different systems, and they lose some like information about these donations. But when they manage use CiviCRM, and CiviCRM has like different extensions that provide, for example, integration with Stripe or PayPal or other things, and all these extensions help manage payments, like different type of payments. Yeah, but all this information will be kept in one system. So it's like a real case, and they're really happy that now they have CiviCRM and CiviMobile as mobile application here. So I just tried to create how it typically work. So when clients come to us and ask, okay, I want to change something because I feel that it's not work for us, it's too expensive, it's take us too much time. I need to have like huge team to support everything and manage. We tried to like find time to for call. We have some sort of questionnaire, like typical questionnaire that we send to our client. And we have like discovery phase where we check all tools, all documents, what all flows, how client like currently work. Yes, we try to map like existing processes on what CiviCRM propose and what functionality we have there. Yes, we discuss with client how those processes, what he currently have, can be optimized. Yes. And during configuration period, yes, we do all those configurations. We choose like team, for example, is like for several people who test those configuration, if that like work for them, if all those like flows, what we configured suitable for those organization. And after that, we do data migration. This process of data migration, it's like really very important because in many cases, I think in most cases, our clients, when they try to put together all data, what they have from different tools and map everything, we really, and our client, find a lot of duplicates, a lot of data, like I think, let's say like problematic data. Yes, because not all of them accurate. So it's like really this time of data migration mostly take to just clean data And this like the final migration, it's like not takes too long, but with this data cleaning, really it needs some time, especially for our clients, because we need to put into new system only relevant data. After that, we have testing period when our client, we from our side, we check like technical things, if everything works smoothly. Our client check if those like flows and other things with like real data working for them. They try to work with those like flows with real data, like some period, and check if everything works as they expected. And after that, like this like focus group, like share their knowledge. Also, we prepare some training materials and train other staff how to work with CiviCRM and CiviMobile. And like we have go live timing and long-term support. As I mentioned previously, this long-term support in many cases takes, I think, up to 10 hours per year. Not too much. It's not cost so much as other tools when you have for support and maintenance. But in many cases, we have for example, when our clients like using system, yes, then they want automate other processes because they're happy what when they automated what they have previously. Now they're happy it's work everything automatically, but like it's like in during the time they want to optimize something additionally, and we are really very happy to help with those optimizations. And nowadays we have like a lot of AI things where it can be like help with any automations, and we try to help with our client with that. We are a software development company, so we are not only CiviCRM or like CiviMobile, let's say like supporters and maintenance company. We are a software development company. We can develop everything for our clients, and in many cases, especially now, we implement for our clients different AI solutions based on CiviCRM and CiviMobile. So we can do everything as developers, as engineers, and really very like ready to help our clients with their ideas. So we are like official CiviCRM partner. We are creators of CiviMobile. This is like application what we developed especially for CiviCRM and for our clients. This is native application. It works for iOS and for Android. So they're like no, and we support and maintenance this application nowadays. Also, as I mentioned, we are a software development company. We're working with different technologies. So, for example, if you're worried that you have, I don't know, website on Typo 3, or you have website or on any other like CMS or technology or React, and you don't know how it would work with CiviCRM, how it can be like integrated, we can help with that. We have needed specialist, and we definitely can help you in this case. Okay, so this is about Agilivay. So like my question, are you ready to stop overpaying? Because I think here are like a lot of reasons to do that. We know how to help you with that. You can visit like to more understand and to learn and read about CiviMobile and CiviCRM. You can visit CiviMobile website, what I mentioned here. If you're thinking about if you want like contact us, you can use both sites, Agilivay website or CiviMobile site. There you will have like contact information. Just please type and we will be happy to help you with that. So maybe you have any questions Here, let me check the chat. I'll try to. Okay. So please feel free to ask me any questions. I would be really happy to help you. If you do not ready, ask now. Just please think about your organization, about tools you are using. And please come to our website, to CiviMobile website, a GDV website. There are like contact page. Write questions to us and we will try to help you. Good. Thank you very much for your time and for all your questions and attention during this session. So thank you. Bye bye.